Hi friends, it's Heather Froney with RaisedToLife.com. I am going to be taking you on a journey, on a ride with me today. But first, I just want to say thank you all so much for your continued love and support of myself and the Raised to Life ministry. It means so much to me to have you guys just come join me on this crazy journey of life with Jesus by our side. And for your continued love and support, your messages, your prayer requests, every single one of them gets prayed over. I lift you all up as you guys are so faithful in lifting me up. So I just want to first off say thank you for that. But you know, I have been wanting to film this video for a while, but it's no surprise that Satan would cause delays in the making of this film, because I have a shout of praise to give our great God. So some of you that know me personally know that there was a situation that happened a couple weeks ago with my job and I lost it. And if you watch other videos, you'll know that it was actually kind of a prophetic thing, meaning that I was sensing that a shift and a change was about to take place in my life. And so I believe that it was absolutely necessary. I believe that God was wanting to pull me out of one place to have me take a right turn and be planted somewhere else. So, I don't know what you guys are all going through or if you've been through a situation like that before, but when you have a sense of security in your job and, you're making do and you're paying your bills and that's your income stream, and unless you're privileged to have money just stacked up in the bank where you don't really have to work, which some people have that luxury, but not everybody does, and I didn't. And so when I lost my job, it was kind of scary because I was like, ugh, how am I going to pay for life? It was also one of those things where I had been asking God, like, what are you doing? Like, what is going on here? I had actually been looking to get back into the field that I know most, which is property management, for a while, but, and I'd go on interviews and I would have some of my previous coworkers and colleagues and vendors and people that I've known in the business for years, always reaching out to me and just seeing how I was doing. And, anytime somebody came to them and asked if they knew somebody that was really qualified in this field, they always thought of me. And so I'd get random emails or phone calls with job opportunities. I'd go on interviews, and the feedback was always incredible. The feedback was always great from my the people that would manage me or interview me, I should say. But the doors never opened, and I wasn't about to go kicking down doors and making my way back in that field again just because I know it and I know it well, and I do a great job at that. But I thought, okay, God, if you're not opening up doors that seemingly seem obvious that I would be the ideal candidate with my experience and just with my work ethic, my character, my references, then you must not want me going back into that field, or it might not be the time. And so I've been feeling as though God has been trying to get my attention and get me to work for him and really pursue the mission and the ministry that he has placed on my heart. So I thought, okay, God, but that doesn't have a business plan attached to it. Like, I do what I do for no money because that's what you told me to do. And I know that God is an amazing God and is limitless, and I know that eventually, when the timing is right, he will allow for me to find a way to make money off of doing what I love, and it'll never feel like work. But until then, I believe that he has allowed me to be in the position that I am, to do the things that I'm doing as a testing of my own heart and my devotion and my character and my obedience to him, because he's like, are you going to do what I've put on your heart regardless of whether or not there is income attached to it? And so I have not been formulating, different ways to necessarily make money, although I know that that is possible in the future. He will present the opportunity, it'll be obvious. So, tangent. Going back to reality. So, I was praying. At work, I was praying. I was like, okay, God, I felt the shift. I felt the shake. Here I am. What do you have for me? I confessed. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. I'm completely overwhelmed. I don't even know where to begin. Should I go back in property management because those doors haven't seemed to be opening? Do I need to try something different? I didn't know what to do. So I was faithful. I would still get up early every morning, spend a lot of time with him in devotion and prayer and journaling and everything. And then I'd head to the coffee shop and I would just, kind of browse around at different opportunities and put my application out there. There's probably about 20 total. But then something happened and I changed my prayer posture. Instead of approaching God and saying like, God, will you please come through, and I need this job and I need money and I have bills coming up and I just need you to come through, Father. Instead, I totally changed my prayer posture and I said, God, I'm going to believe in who you said you are. And I'm going to believe that you are going to do what you said you are going to do. And I know, Lord, that you know me so well. You have seen my struggle. You've seen my heart. You've watched what I've been through. You've watched me kind of step back in a lot of ways over the last year and a half. You've seen me cut back on, frivolous spending. You have seen me go from, a higher salary range to about half of that, and you've seen me make do and you've seen me struggle, but you've also seen me praising you through the process, and you've seen me being uncomfortable and going back and staying with family for a while. At 29 years old, I never thought that would happen. I thought my life would look entirely different, but God, you've watched me and I've tried to keep a good head about it. And, I've tried to maintain a good attitude and believe, God, that this is all part of the process. And Lord, I know that you know this. And God, I believe that you are limitless and you have limitless connections. You have limitless resources. You have limitless finances that you want to bless me with, that you want to lavish on me, because that's just who you are. That's the kind of God that you are. You promise blessings and abundance and prosperity, not poverty mindset, not lack at all. Because if we're lacking, God, it could be a consequence of our own disobedience. It could be just that it's a testing process of our character and our stewardship and our trust that God can have in us. Are we going to, manage our lives well, not just our money, but our lives well, and the relationships that we have well, and our jobs well? Or are we going to, just step on other people in order to get ahead? Are we going to crush the spirits of other people just so we can, get that money in our hands and have a thriving, successful business for our own benefit, even though we're cheating other people? I mean, God is watching. Hello, God sees this stuff, you guys. You can call yourself a Christian all you want to, but God knows what's really going on. He knows your heart. He knows your motivation behind why you do the things that you do, right? And so, gosh, that was another tangent again, but I just kept praying to God. I know that you are going to make a divine connection happen, that you are going to put me on somebody's mind and on somebody's heart, and somehow, some way, my phone is going to ring, and it is going to be so obvious that it's because of you, that I'm going to have opportunity coming to me that is just so, that just has your fingerprint on it, God. And I'm going to have peace, and I'm going to have a clarity to step into a new mission, to step into a new field of opportunity that you have for me. And, here's the thing. The very next day, I get a phone call. I'm in my devotional, so I don't answer it. I get a phone call, and the person was saved in my phone, but I did not recognize the name. So I sat there staring at my phone, looking at this name, and I'm like, who is this person? Who is this person? I was like, that's weird. Okay. So I went to voicemail, and this person said, hey, call me back at this number. And I was like, okay, who is this person? So I called the number back, and he said, you don't know who this is, do you? And I said, no, who is this? And he goes, I worked with you many years ago, about 5 years ago, at a company that I was only with for about 2 to 3 months. And this person and I actually worked at completely different locations, so we were more colleagues than coworkers, right? And he said, I just wanted, he goes, I was scrolling through my phone and I saw your name and it took me a minute and I was kind of I had to think, like, how do I know this person? And then when I realized who you were, I just had to call you. He goes, and just see what you're doing for work and, like what life is like for you. And I said, oh my gosh, seriously? Like, that's really? I go, wow, it's great to hear from you. I'm not working, actually. And, wow, that's crazy. I was so speechless, like, oh God, and he goes, really? He said, well, I am now a regional manager for this property management company, and I have some opportunities that I'm looking to fill, and it's just maybe crazy timing that you are looking for opportunity yourself. So we chatted for a little while. He goes, I have got to meet with you. He goes, come meet with me tomorrow. We'll talk about it, and we'll go from there. And I said, sounds good. I got off the phone and I had one of those, hallelujah, praise Jesus, thank you, Lord, you are so good, like freak out moments, right? And so I met with him the next day, and we got to talking, and we got to exploring different ideas and just sharing, some different vision that we had and everything, and that was wonderful. So that was Friday. And then we had the holiday weekend, and I got an offer letter on Tuesday, and my first day was yesterday. So I just want to share with you how great our God is, right? Like, how awesome is He? That He does know us. He knows our situation. He knows our circumstance. He knows what we're up against. He knows what we've been through. He knows what other people have been saying about us, good and bad. And, he knows. And He's good. And He loves us so much. And He promises life of abundance and blessings and opportunity and joy unspeakable and love overflowing and opportunity just knocking at our door, so that we don't have to go banging on the doors of opportunity and opening things that don't need to be opened, or stepping into roles that we're not yet equipped to fill, or stepping into places where it would ultimately be more harmful than good. And so God is just such a divine orchestrator, just the ultimate engineer of all things good. And I just wanted to share this story of praise to give somebody out there hope today. You have been praying for a long time for something to change in your life, for God to put His favor upon you, and you've been praying for new opportunity, whether that be job or finances, or a healthy relationship, or deliverance from a dysfunctional one. Like, I don't know, but God does. God knows. But I want to challenge you today to really get before God. Get in the scriptures and really test your heart. And so I come to you today with a little bit of a challenge, and that is, how are you praying? I know that you are praying, but how are you praying? Are you praying to God like the man did, the man with the demon-possessed son that came to Jesus? But before he came to Jesus, he went to the disciples thinking that surely, after all the stories that he heard, that the disciples were going to be able to do something for his son and to cast out those demons and to cure him. And they weren't able to. So after years and years of pulling his son out of the fire and out of the lake, because the demons kept throwing him in there trying to kill his son, this man, I should say, in an absolute desperate final attempt, took his son before Jesus, the man who had heard many stories about healings and miracles happen, and he approaches God in the flesh and says, Lord, if you can do anything, please. And Jesus' response back to him was, if you can do anything. Like, I sense this kind of like an attitude in Jesus going, like, do you not know who you're talking to? Like, do you not know who you're approaching right now? If you can, because if you knew who you were talking to, you would not if you can me. And so before Jesus was able to cure the boy with the many demons, he had to really challenge the heart of that father and get him to understand that I need to cure your unbelief before I can cure what you came here to have cured. And so I come to you today with that same question. Are you, if you canning Jesus? Are you approaching our great God in heaven, which is absolutely limitless in power, and basically begging him in a last-ditch effort to try and, find favor upon the Lord when he says that we need to approach him with shameless audacity, that we can approach him incessantly. That means without ceasing. We can approach him with boldness. We can approach him with a sense of knowing that he is God. God, the maker and the creator of the entire universe, that just like spoke all of creation into existence. Like, nothing is too big for him. Nothing. But if we don't understand who we're talking to and we're approaching him with this passive kind of attitude or with this element of doubt, like, if you can do anything, lost you.